thing about the camp I'm doing tonight is for a swagman. And a swagman would sleep anyway. He doesn't need a tent because he hasn't got a tent.
It's June, it's Camp 6, and it's officially halfway through my 12 camps challenge. I've arrived on a train to the Peak District. I've been to the peaks many times over the years, mainly for climbing. But there was this one occasion where we nearly bought a house, but that's a different story for another time. However, I've never been to Kinder Scout before, and that's my aim for today.
Okay, but which way do I go to get to the hills? Kinder Scout is the highest point in the Peak District, making it quite a busy attraction. And it's also accessible via a hike from the train station, which is how I got here. So it's really great for like an after work adventure, or like I'm doing, popping up on the weekend. Kinder Scout is also a really important place in the history of British land access.
Do you have a channel? What is it? I'll subscribe.
Treader tube, like treading, T-R-E-A-D-E-R, tube. Yeah, this will be up before the end of the month, so check it out. Cheers, man. Got a new subscriber, fingers crossed. In fact, while we're on that note, if you haven't subscribed already and you've made it this far into the video and you're still thinking, I wonder where this is going to go, then you know, hit the subscribe button and join me for the journey.
So as I was saying, Kinder Scout is an important part of British land access history. It was on Kinder Scout that the Kinder Trespass happened in the 1930s. Less than 100 years ago, it was illegal to walk here. Wealthy landowners guarded these fields with dogs and men, and anyone who trod here was swiftly evicted. Over 400 people gathered here and walked upon these hills in protest. Some of them went to jail, but the protest helped forward an even longer standing movement for the right to roam. It was a busy day on the hills. My route follows the starting section of the Pennine Way, which is a historic long-distance path. It's a really straightforward walk, and the views are stunning under the baking sun. But there is one section considered challenging, depending on what website you visit.
So, thus starts Jacob's Ladder, which is considered the most challenging part of this route I've taken, but I'm not perturbed. I think it's actually going to be alright even in this heat. I think it's a walker's nightmare, not a mountaineer's.
The ladder isn't actually a ladder, it's just stone steps. They were placed here after farmer Jacob cut his own steps into this hill centuries ago.
Now, if I appear to be struggling, not, you know, you can't judge a book by its cover. Although, I will say, when I weighed my bag came in at 16 kilograms. I have also purchased 2 litres of water. So that's kind of an extra 2 kilograms. So nearly 18 kilograms of pack weight, which, you know, I can feel it in my calves right now. But it's okay, it's easy. No pain, no gain. Get to the top soon. It's just under 1,000 foot of elevation, but it's the quickest and most straightforward way to where I want to go. Excellent. Just walked past a little domestic about the guy always buying cauliflower and the girl thinking he shouldn't. Interesting. Right, here we go. Jacob's Ladder complete. Oh God, it's hot. Right, keep going up here and then swing around up on top there. I feel like I've hit my stride a little bit. It's gotten a lot quieter, a lot less people. Kind of the trail has petered out and I'm in the shadows a little bit. You know, there's quite a lot of wind which has taken the heat away. So I kind of feel a bit more relaxed, like weight's being taken off my shoulders and I'm remembering the reason I love being outdoors.
Reaching the plateau of Kinder Scout, the ground evens out and the trig point comes into sight.
I just stepped in that. Oh well. I am at the Kinderlow trig point. So there's two parts. There's the Kinderlow and then the Kinder Scout. So Kinderlow I think is like 632 meters or something, and then Kinder Scout is like 636 meters. So 4 meters elevation in it, but you know, it makes all the difference, doesn't it? So that's where I'm off to next. But yeah, it's quite cool, eh? You know, bit of human concrete on top of a lovely ancient bit of granite here. Yeah. Look at these absolutely amazing rock formations. I should find out exactly how they came to be, but I'm going to assume that this was all underwater thousands and thousands of years ago, and that in a glacial, so it's frozen. It must have been an ocean, then it was frozen, and then it thawed, and that glacial retreat ripped and carved so many of these interesting rocks. It's just mad, isn't it? Absolutely mad. In fact, I believe that is Manchester over there, second city. Let's have a look. Can't pick it up on this lens. So I just need to now wander around and get over to Kinder Scout. Not long.
Leaving Kinderlow behind, I continue up the path, following a route that I'd found on the internet.
What have we here? I've been a silly guy and I've been following a path suggested on the internet. You know, there's loads of walks around here, circular walks, loop walks, start and finish at the same place but do a circle. It's not really what I wanted to do. I just wanted to get on Kinder Scout and then come back pretty much the same way the next morning because I have to catch an early train back into London. However, I was checking on my phone. Problem number one, shouldn't have been the main source of my navigation, but I was, because it was convenient, it was in my pocket. So I was having a look on Google Maps. I've got service, got signal here, coverage, checking my distance, cross-referencing it with the route I'd found on the internet. And then it occurs to me, I'm like, but Kinder Scout is quite close to me, off to my right. Why am I going up to come back down? And then I read the kind of description on the route again, and nothing jumped out at me because my head's a bit of a mess of all these thoughts and stuff, you know, like, yeah, trying to make this film is tricky. It consumes a lot of headspace as well as navigating, thinking about things, the weather, the food, how I'm feeling, how is my girlfriend, how's my baby, all these things kind of take up brain space where I should just be concentrating. So then the intuition started bubbling and I thought, you know what, I checked the map because I bought a map and the maps are the best. The OS maps are the best. So I had a check and yes, I've overshot by a considerable amount. I mean, you know, the thing is that it will actually feel a lot quicker to get back to where I need to be, and then I will just, you know, I'll be fine. But I'm just annoyed, and I thought, how do I spin this? How do I not look stupid? And I thought, I just look stupid because this is what happens, you know. I've just made the mistake thousands of people have just made by not paying attention, not concentrating, and using their phone as their guide, which is just stupid, and I know it's stupid. Hey guys, can I just ask a quick question? Do you know if Kinder Scout has a trig point?
Yeah.
Is that Kinder Low?
Yes.
Does that count as Kinder Scout's trig point?
Yes.
Does it?
Yeah.
Ah, right, okay. So there's a couple wild campers just yonder. I just asked them whether whether there is an actual trig point on Kinder Scout, because I had a look on the map, been poring over it looking for the trig point symbol, and it's not there. And I thought that the highest point of each place has a trig point put on it. Now I'm thinking off the top of my head that maybe because Kinder Scout is essentially just a big peat bog, maybe they didn't build it on there because it's like, you know, not very stable. To be honest, there's no real point wandering into the middle of a peat bog. Editorially, doesn't make it enthralling viewing. So now what I'm thinking is I might just, you know, be on the lookout for a cool place to sleep, I guess. So we meet again, my friend, under annoying circumstances. So, what are my options then? My options are to find a place around here. This is quite a busy path, and I imagine people will be walking overnight, and I imagine that they will be walking very early in the morning. So maybe I'm just gonna wander out in this direction. You know, it'd be really nice to look out to that. That would be pretty spectacular. Maybe I'll go a bit further over there.
As I hunted around the hill in vain, I began to find wild campers. Through their intense wit and higher intelligence, they'd beaten me to the prime spot.
God, this is turning into like a commercial campsite location. Okay. Still, I want to be here, really. You know what? The thing about the camp I'm doing tonight is it's for a swagman. And a swagman would sleep anyway. He doesn't need a tent because he hasn't got a tent. I'm gonna go here. Yeah, why not? Oh my God, please, come on, people. God. Okay, well, the place I thought that looked good for a camp is what other people think looks good for a toilet. So, damn.
The leave no trace principle seems to have taken a holiday, so I wander on and settle on a spot free of poo and trash.
Well, you might be wondering what a swagman role is. And I can kind of wonder why you're wondering that, because it's a bit weird. It's not a regular thing, but the story goes that the swagmen are the traveling huntsmen of Australia, and they would carry their bedroll with them. So it's a bedroll, but it's called a swag bag sometimes, and this is, I guess, a variation of it. It's a swagman roll. I bought this off Facebook Marketplace, brand new, and it does look brand new. It doesn't look like it's ever been opened, and I haven't opened it. And if I've learned one thing, it's don't check before I come out. So this will be the grand unboxing, and we will see if everything's there and if it even fits, because my backup option isn't that great. So hopefully this will work. Hopefully. This is it. This is for tonight. I'm planning on it being warm enough to not require a lot of, you know, shelter, not to require a tent.
I took the swag roll off for now and changed into a set of clothes that were a bit less sweaty and a bit more suited for the night ahead. I tinkered with my camera. I brought this one along as an upgrade from my GoPro night lapses that I'd been taking on my previous camps. Hopefully this one will come out at a higher standard.
Let's see what we've got for dinner. Oh yes, warm cheese, pre-cooked coconut rice, bit of flavour with the chorizo. The thing is, I can't even be bothered to heat this up. I mean, it doesn't really need it. It's already pre-cooked. Okay.
I couldn't have asked for better conditions to have dinner in. A beautiful evening with a light breeze and a view that never got boring. I put a few more layers on as the evening temperature cooled, and it felt about the right time.
Right now it's treat time. And what did I bring with me this week? You'll never guess. I brought chocolate lollipops. That's a Super Dad, because it was Father's Day last week, and I could pretend that these were bought for me because it was my first Father's Day, but they weren't. These were on offer the other day, so I bought them for myself because I am daddy cool, a super dad, and my own hero, and super dad again. So gotta amuse yourself sometimes, haven't you? And also this type of crappy chocolate, it has a little space in my heart. Oh no, look at that, it just broke off. Well, if I must eat the whole thing at once. I have to say, it's not any competition for the Mark champagne truffles of last month, but you know, when in Rome, needs must, whatever. In fact, while I'm talking about Father's Day being a dad, I'm gonna just say that it's pretty cool. I mean, it's great having a baby. I have a baby boy, and he's turning 7 months old on Monday, so in a few days, and it's just mad. It's gotten a lot better recently. I say better, it's changed recently, so it was really hard because I couldn't really do anything that much, being a bloke, being a father, like, you know, just support my girlfriend and look after him as best as possible. But now, since about 6 months, so the last 4 or 5 weeks, he has started to just do cool stuff and be interactive, and I love it. It's really great, and I'm really evangelical about kids, and I'm like, have them. If you haven't had one or you're thinking of doing it, just do it, man. It's great. First impressions of the Swagman roll. It's cool. I actually do really like it, but I don't think it's appropriate for this situation. I am just aware that the temperature is dropping, and I had a look on the Mountain Weather Information Service to see what the temperatures would be, and it was something like 9 to 12 degrees, which I thought, I can do that with a fleece and just layers and this on top, but I don't think I can. So I'm going to have to introduce plan B, which is the bivvy bag, because of course it is, because this should just be Tom's bivvying adventures around the UK. I think that I'll crack that out. Well, I've actually already cracked it out, to be honest. It's just behind me, so I fully intend to use it. So obviously I look a bit weird, but that's because I've got a midge net, mozzie net on, because my head's going to be exposed to the elements, and I thought, you know what, if anything
does fancy a little midnight feast, they're going to have to work pretty hard for it. Although the rest of my body, if they crawl in here, then I guess, well, they've made the effort. They can have me. So yeah, I've hit a bit of a wall of sleep, and I have had a nice few hours, and now I think I'm gonna rest my head and drift off. So fingers crossed the time lapse is working. I really don't know, and I'll see you in the morning.
The overnight time-lapse went pretty well, but the camera ran out of battery, so I have to fix that for the next one.
Good morning. I had a nice sleep, to be honest. No, I didn't have a nice sleep. I had a nice night. I didn't really sleep. This mad thing happened, which I couldn't get on camera. But I could feel like this rumbling, and I just opened my eyes, and it was a huge aeroplane, like above me, kind of going straight across from like left to right, from a different angle than all the planes had been going. So I guess it was like doing a circle or been diverted or something, and it was quite low, it was like a UFO. I could see like the undercarriage and a couple of lights, and I was like, I was pulled out of my sleep to see it. So it was all very kind of extraterrestrial, which was quite cool.
Like a true swagman, I gathered my belongings at sunrise, and I left no trace as I set off for the road out of town. On my way back down, I saw more wild campers nestled into the hillside. I should have mentioned earlier that although wild camping here is illegal, as it is in most of England, it is tolerated. So I don't know what that means legally, but you can sleep here feeling safe that you're not really doing anything wrong.
So that's the end of my camp. I'm just waiting for the train back to Sheffield and then on to London. And I've had some time to reflect on the whole experience, and it's probably better than it feels, if that makes sense. Like, it's probably been better than I think it has been. I've been caught up in my head. I've forgot some bits. I have been stressing and not really paying attention, and I think it's negatively impacted the experience. Although, if you look at it as an experience, it's not been too bad. You know, like, it was nice camp spot, it was nice weather, good conditions. You know, so all in all, it's been a success, but it just kind of hasn't felt like it this time.